MJZ back, and we have a CGC unboxing.
Let's start the show. Before we get started, make sure you give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos.
Today's video, we have some books that have returned from CGC that we are going to unbox and share them with you guys. Now, the books that we received back today are books that we had recased by CGC. They're two great books, which we're going to pull out in a minute. I think you guys will like them. We decided to recase the books. They were in the original, actually the second CGC case is what they were in, and we decided to send them both in because at this time CGC had custom labels for both comic books.
We were a little nervous because at the time they were at the CGC headquarters in Florida where the hurricane was. So
Yeah,
fortunately, CGC was able to do their thing, keep these books safe.
Yes, the books survived the hurricane and we have them back in our possession. So the first book that we got back from our recasing was an X-Men 1, CGC 4.0, blue label with off-white to white pages. So again, this was in the second edition CGC case. Just looked a little more plasticky, the case. The color wasn't popping well. And they have this X-Men case with Magneto on it. Since this was Magneto's first appearance, we thought it would be a great idea to get this placed in the custom case, the custom Magneto X-Men case. I don't know what you think, Matt, but I feel like lately these books with the new custom cases are getting a little bit more money when they're sold.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. And we've talked to a few local dealers, and it seems, if anything, it really helps sell the book, if not get it a little more money. Some of these custom labels on these cases, I mean, they just look better and they're limited, like you said, from CGC. So it seems like a lot of the collectors and buyers are willing to pay a little bit of a premium for that label.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm extremely happy with the new case. I think the book looks a lot better. The colors kind of show more coming out of the case. X-Men 1, huge book, probably one of the favorite books that we have in our collection. As you can see behind us, we have a couple more copies. Being Magneto's first appearance was probably one of my favorite characters in all of Marvel comic books. It's also Beast, Marvel Girl who becomes Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman, Professor Xavier. It's one of those keys that we talk about that has, I think, 6 first appearances, and it's the number 1. So it's the X-Men first solo series, and it has 6 huge appearances. You could argue this is one of the major books in all of comic books. You know, just value-wise, everything. There's a lot going for it.
It's also probably one of the greatest covers of all time. I will say this 4.0 looked good for the grade in the older case, but now it looks great for the grade. It looks maybe just as good as a 5.0. So these new cases that are clear, definitely worth investing in.
Yes, for sure. And the turnaround time, I got to say, with CGC, it was less than 4 weeks. From the time they received the book till it came back to the house, it was less than a 4-week turnaround. I was extremely happy with that. No one likes to ship out a book this pricey, have it in the mail, and
Be sweating it out, waiting for
exactly.
6 months.
And then you hear a hurricane's about to hit Sarasota. Got my nerves going for a while. But like I said, we're happy to have it back. Let us know in the comments if you think it's a good idea to have your book recased into the new custom cases. The next book that we got back from CGC is another big book. It's a little bit lower grade, but it's still a gorgeous comic book, a huge first appearance. The second book we got back is the first appearance, obviously, of Dr. Doom. Fantastic Four, number 5, first appearance of Dr. Doom. We're all anticipating that he's going to show up in the new Black Panther movie coming out. We know he's coming to the MCU at some point, and he is going to be an extraordinary character. And everybody that reads the comic books knows he's just incredible, from his mental powers to his weaponry to his sorcery powers that rivals Doctor Strange. Just an incredible villain, and sometimes he's actually an anti-hero where he's helped the Fantastic Four out, saved Mrs. Fantastic, and actually the Fantastic couple let him be the godfather to their daughter, and then he later named the daughter. So again, 2.0. This book has off-white to white pages as well. Even though it's a 2.0, I think that we would all agree it's still an incredible book to have.
Yeah, this is a legendary book, of a legendary character, and I would say almost any comic book collector would be happy to have this book in any grade. It's just a fantastic cover and one of the biggest first appearances that you can get. And we're all excited, hopefully, that he comes soon to the MCU and the movies. So we can get very excited for that.
From an investment standpoint, we now have the Doctor Doom custom label on the book. I sent this in right away when I saw they came out with that label because if any of you follow CGC's websites, a lot of these custom labels, they drop quick. They'll have them for maybe 90 days and then they drop them and you can't get them anymore. So when I saw that, this Doom was also in the, I believe it's second generation CGC case, and now it's in the new case. The colors pop a lot more. It's got Doctor Doom on there. I think in the long run, whenever I would go to sell this, it'll probably retrieve more money because of the custom case.
So if you have a copy of FF5, I would certainly consider upgrading to the custom label because, like we said, it's not going to last long. And when they retire it, it's usually gone forever.
Yep, and that's a label that I would foresee them not bringing back. The X-Men one, I think they've already had a few different custom labels. The Spider-Mans, they've done a few. I don't think they have a Batman yet. That's the one I'm waiting for to get a couple
I don't think
Batmans in the
currently,
case.
not yet, but certainly that'll probably happen in the near future.
But like we said, let us know what you think about these new custom cases, about the characters. Like I said, probably I'm more of a villain guy when it comes to who I like in the comic books, and Magneto and Doctor Doom are just incredible characters, very compelling, great stories. It almost makes you like the bad guy when you read stuff on these guys or even watch them because they're a villain, but then a lot of times they do have a good heart where they end up helping and having mercy on the less fortunate. Let us know what you think. If you like these books, if you like the custom labels, MJZ out.